Bible says that there are 5 cities of the plain. 4 were burned and never lived in again. 1 was spared and was not burned. These 5 sulfur balls represent those 5 cities. 4 of them are burning. 1 of them is not burning. So on the southeast side of the Dead Sea, this was the first early bronze city that was discovered in 1924, known as Babadra.
6 miles south of Babadra, they discovered and excavated another early bronze site called Gomorrah. The Gomorrah excavation report reads, "Obviously, the town suffered a severe fire, and it was forever abandoned."
Second early bronze city that was discovered just southeast of the Dead Sea. The excavations that took place here also discovered a burn destruction layer across the site that you can see all the ash that's left over in this burn destruction that runs along here. And so just like Babadra, this city was destroyed, literally burned to ashes, and never, ever, ever lived in again. All these burned cities, you have to ask, what burned all these cities? They came to the conclusion in the excavations of Babadra and Gomorrah that this was a natural disaster that burned these cities, because they didn't find weapons of war in the destruction layer. And so what caused this burning? And we have these sulfur balls all through this area of the Dead Sea. You can see, I've collected some here, but you can see where some of them are in the ground here that you can pull out. They're all over the place here, literally millions of them. And so this is what was deemed the culprit. These are what are on display in the Archaeology Museum in connection to the destruction by fire of these cities.
The sulfur balls, which you see here, it's yellow, it's pure sulfur. We find these on the shores of the Dead Sea, and it could be something which could be interpreted as something which could have destroyed a city or some people.
This is what happens when you... I've already started on fire, I haven't even dropped it yet. I literally started the thing on fire just dripping on it. Anyways, this is what happens when sulfur ball hits brush. This is why they're not preserved, is because they are burned up. So I have never dropped a burning sulfur ball into the Dead Sea until now. Wow, it floats. Well, that might be why they're all bunched up. Maybe they floated on the surface and then the wind drove them. See, you don't know what's going to happen unless you actually take a sulfur ball and burn it and throw it into the Dead Sea. But this is the result. This is why the sulfur balls are preserved when they hit the Dead Sea, because they were extinguished, and that's why we find them around the shores of the Dead Sea.